Hey, this is Coach Burnett from Peoria Inner City Track Club. Listen, I just want to talk to you real quickly about overtraining during the early season. I don't want all of my athletes to just calm down, hold your horses, go through your training progressions, and all of those things that you know to do, and you're going to get out here and have a winning season. But don't try to overtrain too early in the season. There's a couple of reasons for that. Number one, muscular fatigue leads to injury. We don't need to have any quadriceps or hamstring injuries this early on in the season. They will nag you the rest of the season, and you will not reach your peak performance. So we want to avoid that. So don't overtrain or fatigue your muscles because you will have problems later on. Also, we want to make sure that that you don't peak too early as well. I know everybody wants to get out and run fast times and get some notoriety early in the season, but you can only run at peak performance levels, for so many weeks. And most junior athletes, we're talking about a 3, maybe to 4 week horizon of just really running at the peak best or optimal performance. As you get older and you become more of a professional athlete, that thing will stretch out, probably to about 2 months, maybe 3 months at the most, that you can do those type of things under, most training regimes. But for junior athletes, you don't want to peak too early. You want to be ready for your, whether it's be your conference finals or your sectionals and all that type of thing to go down state. Since we don't have, automatic qualifying times, you really have to run faster and faster all year, and then they kind of funnel you down to those sectionals, before you can even qualify to go down state. So you could have been one of the best in the state under the current high school rubric, but if you don't perform well in the sectional meet, then you're out on the sideline. So we don't want to do that. We want to be able to help you peak at the sectional meet and also the state meet, and be prepared for that. So stick with your training routines. Do the things that the Peoria Inner City Track Club members have learned. You follow those progressions, do those things even in your your team sessions and trainings. Sometimes you have to help your coach to understand exactly what's necessary for you to do certain things. And I know you don't want to rebel against your coaches, but in our club we learn certain things certain ways. We learn how to avoid injury and how to peak performance through things like a dynamic warm-up, and also to avoid static stretching before any max velocity or max training that happens, and all that type of stuff. So those are things that our athletes learn. I've also received a lot of calls from different athletes at various schools and parents concerned about their children, to want them to get going in track and field, and I commend them for that. Listen, I will try my best to help out your athlete. If you want them to have specific training, I have a 2-hour minimum that I work with, and I do charge non-club members a fee. So, but we'll be glad to work with them in whatever sport that they're in. We just need to block out a 2-hour slot, and it's kind of tough right now because I'm kind of going quite a few different places here in some training. But nevertheless, we'll get you on the calendar and get something done for you, and hopefully that'll be the impact that your youth athlete needs to carry through the season. So I want you to know that those special training sessions are available. We're working with this weather, on these high windy days like we have right now. You can't really do too much training, but nevertheless, we want you to get out and most of all be safe and don't get hurt, all those type of things. Okay, so my time is fleeting here, but nevertheless, wanted you to know those type of things. Just hang on in there, work through your progressions, do your dynamic warm-ups, keep those things going no matter how the sun is shining outside. Make sure that you're following every step that you need to follow. Don't take any shortcuts, because you got a long season and we want you to be able to peak at the right time. All right. Give me a call at 309-648-5351 if you want me to work with your athlete, or email me at dunamis1@netzero.com. All right. Until next time, this is Coach Harvey Burnett of Peoria Inner City Track.